Hello everyone, a very good morning and welcome to today's live session by TalentSprint. This is Gayatri here, and today's session is a problem solving session where we will be solving questions from quantitative ability section and the reasoning ability section, and these questions are questions posted by our students. So we'll be discussing the questions in the session. Some of you have already joined the session. Hi Vidya, hi Uday, hi Abhirami, hi Soma. So hi Shrisha, yes, a lot of you have joined the session. Good morning all of you, welcome to the session. Hi Karthik. So let's get started. So first we'll solve a few questions from the quantitative ability section, questions which some of our students have posted, and then we will move on to the reasoning ability section. The pattern that we will follow will be the same that we follow for all our sessions. The question will appear on your screen. Solve the question, give me the answer, and then I will go about solving the question. So let's get started. Let's look at the first question. The first question for the session is there on your screen. Hi Shri, hi Parvatam, hi Shravya, hi Soma. So Eril is asking me, ma'am, this video is for which exam? So we are, see, this session is not for any particular exam as such. It is used, it's just questions on quantitative ability and reasoning which you can expect in any bank exams, SSC exams, or it will be a mix basically. Okay, just aptitude questions from quants and reasoning. So a lot of you would be preparing for IBPS, SBI clerk. For everything it will be useful. Okay. And I'm sure a lot of you are taking the SBI clerk's mains examination on August 10th. And so Vidya says, ma'am, give me some motivation tips. Vidya, stay focused. I know that you've cleared the SBI clerk's prelims examination. So these last few days, stay focused, prepare really well, and be very confident. That is very important before you go in for an examination. Never have the slightest doubt in your mind that you will not clear it. So it should also not be overconfidence. You should definitely work hard towards it too, and I'm sure all of you are working hard towards it because you join the sessions regularly and you prepare well, so you should be able to clear it. So have that confidence, revise all the topics, revise everything, whatever is needed. Last day, keep it free, be calm on the last day just before the examination, and just in the actual exam, focus and do well, that's all. Okay. So let's get started. First question. So this question was posted by Vidya. A group of laborers is building a wall. After half the wall has been built, double the number of laborers join the original group. Thus the wall gets completed 8 days earlier. What was the total number of days needed to complete the wall by the initial group of men? So how would you approach this question? What is given here? There are a group of laborers, they are trying to build a wall. After half of the wall has been built, double the number of laborers join the original group. Thus the wall gets completed 8 days earlier. What is the total number of days needed to complete the wall by the initial group of men? There are two ways to approach this question. One is using the man days concept. So what does the man day, using man days concept, you can say that the product of men into days, right, that will always remain constant for a given work. So here what is given, a group of laborers are building a wall. So I am assuming that there are X laborers and totally they will take Y days to finish the work. So there are X men who will be able to build the wall in Y days. Okay, so what is the product of man days here? X into Y. So this is constant for this given work of building the wall. What is given now? After half the wall has been built, okay, so X men will take Y days to build a wall. So half of the wall will be built in how many days? Half of the wall will be built in Y by 2 days. So how much of the work is completed in Y by 2 days? X into Y by 2. So many units of work is completed in Y by 2 days. Okay, or in that is half of the wall has been built. I know that the total wall is built in Y days. So in Y by 2 days, X into Y by 2 will be the product of man days. Then what happens? At this point, there are 2X men who are joining the original group. So already there are X men. Now double the number of laborers are joining. So how many men are there? X plus 2X, or there are 3X men now in the group. And when these 3X men work, in how many days is the wall completed? The wall is completed 8 days earlier. So actually what should have happened? See, for there is a wall. For building the first half of the wall, X men are working for Y by 2 days. Similarly, for building the next half of the wall, X men will have to work for another Y by 2 days. So the total work done will be XY by 2 plus XY by 2, which is equal to XY. Right, that's what we have got here. But now what has happened? To build the second half of the wall, there are 3X men now. And the work is, instead of taking Y by 2 days, now they are completing 8 days earlier. Right? So 3X men, then how many days do they have to work? They have to work only for Y by 2 minus 8 days to complete the wall. So what can I say? How can I equate this whole thing? See, the total work is XY, right? Product of man into days. So this is equal to XY by 2 plus 3X into Y by 2 minus 8. So just solve for this, you will get the answer. That's all. So you have Y is equal to, here you have Y by 2 plus 3Y by 2, that is 4Y by 2, or which is nothing but 2Y minus 24, or I can say Y is equal to 24. So what was the question? What was the total number of days needed by the needed to complete the wall by the initial group of men? So the initial group of men will take only 24 days, right? If they are working alone, they will complete the work in 24 days. Adil is asking me, ma'am, in the question there is not given completed in half days, then how will you take Y by 2? See, it's logic na, Adil. There are X people, okay? X people can complete a work in Y days. So what is the work here? Building a wall. So this full wall will be completed by X men in Y days. Now when I say half of the wall is built in half of the number of days, let us say X men are building this wall in 24 days. So in 12 days, how much will they finish? They will finish half of the wall, correct? Full wall is completed in 24 days. So in 12 days, half of the wall will be done. And in the next 12 days, next half of the wall will be done. That's the concept, right? Because generally we will consider that when people are working, they will be working with constant efficiency throughout. Unless and otherwise it is mentioned in the question, you consider that, let us say I am a person working as a laborer. I am able to do, let's say, 8 units of work in a day. So for all the days that I am working, I will do only 8 units. Unless it is said that there is some change in the efficiency. Okay, so I hope it's clear. Hi Sai Maniganta, good morning. Hi Soni, good morning. Hi Mahesh. Hi Abhimani, good morning. So is it clear? So you get Y is equal to 24, which is the answer that we are looking for. Is it clear, or is there any further doubts in this question? The other way you can approach this question is check with the options. Okay, see, assume that there are X people who are able to do the work in 24 days, and what is happening for 12 days X people are there. Okay, and for the remaining days, how many days are for the remaining days? See, actually what is happening, X people are doing the work in 24 days. So first half of the wall will be done, that is 12 days, X units per day, X people are working. Similarly 12 days, another X people are working. This is how it is happening. But what is happening here now, the work, because for the building the first half of the wall, see, for building the first half of the wall, how many people are there? There are X men. For building the second half of the wall, there are 3X men. So earlier the total work which was taking 24 days is now taking only 16 days, correct? Because it is completed 8 days earlier. Put in the values and you can cross check whether the answer is correct. Yes. Sony, you can't put like that, as Vidya has given the explanation. You can't say XD is equal to 3X into D minus 8, because these 3X people are not working for all the days, right? They are only doing half of the work. I hope it is clear. Yes, the best way to solve it is like this, even instead of checking with the options, because here since the first option comes correct, might be it's okay, but otherwise it will be time consuming as well. This is the best way. Write down this equation and solve. It's very easy. You just have to understand the question. Vidya, I hope your doubt is clear now. We'll move on to the next question. So Pavan says, ma'am, I'm looking for online coaching. Pavan, you can just join our YouTube channel. So we will be updating all the content online in our YouTube channel. You can subscribe to the channel and get the regular notifications. So Karthik, what we have done is, see, total product of man days will always remain constant for a work. So what is the product of man days for this particular work? It is XY. Now what is happening? For the first Y by 2 days, X men are working. So X into Y by 2 plus. For the remaining, how many days are remaining? Actually, only if X men were there, they will require another Y by 2 days to complete the work. But now, since there are 3X men here now, they require only Y by 2 minus 8 days to complete the work. So in this, for this Y by 2 minus 8 days, how many men are working? 3X men are working. I am just equating that. Pavan, concept videos, everything is updated regularly in our channel. Please refer to our channel and also refer to the video list in the channel. You will be able to get those as well. Next one. So this question was posted by Sony. So don't look at the options here, because let us not look at the options. Just solve this and tell me what the answer would be. I think, Sony, these options are wrong. You please check the question source from which you have taken the question, because I don't think any of these would be the answers. Anyway, we'll try it out. For now, don't look at the options, just solve the question. We'll learn how to solve such questions where you have concept of recurring decimals involved. Anyway, I always tell this, whenever you take a question, please refer to the source from where you are taking. Take from or practice questions from sources where mistakes are not very common, right? See, all of us can make mistakes, but there are some source where a lot of mistakes will be there. So don't choose questions from such source, because it will be a waste of your time also. You might actually be doing the question correctly, but you might not realize where you are going wrong. So this question was posted by Sony. Try this question out. 4.53, where 5.3 is, see, what does this dash represent? I hope all of you know this. 4.53 dash, this is nothing but 4.53, 5353 dot dot. It's basically recurring, right? This 53 keeps recurring. So you just write it as 4.53 dash on top. Similarly, 1.046 dash. See, you have to see where the dash is, okay? Now here it is nothing but 1.0464646 and so on. Next one is 0.49 dash. So this will be 0.494949 and so on. So Uday says the answer would be 5.0864 and Edil says the answer is 5.087. Yes, approximately that is the answer that you should be getting. So it is 5 point something. Yeah, so just by looking at these values, right, you have to add these two and subtract this. Just by looking at the values, you know it is 5 point some value. See, depending upon the question, you can either just solve it like this or convert it into fractions and then solve. Generally, whenever you have questions on recurring decimals, whatever question I have seen, instead of this addition and subtraction, generally what they would ask is 4.53, represent this in terms of its, they'll say represent this in terms of a fraction. These are the types of questions that can come, right? Or this is a 4.53 dash is equal to what? And they will give you some fractions, right? 25 by 9, something like this. They'll give you some fractions and based on the options you have to choose the which one is correct. So I will just solve this question and we'll convert these into fractions so that we also learn how to convert recurring decimals into fraction. So how will that be? See, you have 4.53. This is equal to, I am taking one by one number, okay, 4.5353. So the method to convert a recurring decimal into fraction is, you have to try to remove the recurring decimal part from the question. Now, if I consider this is equal to n, okay, I am considering this 4.5353, right, I am just taking this to be n. Now, what is 100n, 100 times n? See, if I take, basically, as I said, what is my idea? I have to remove this decimal part. Somehow I have to completely remove this decimal part so that I am able to find out the fraction of the given recurring decimal. So, what is 100n? 100n is nothing but 453.5353 and so on. Now, what is, this is, I am taking this as 2, this as 1. Now, what is 2 minus 1? 2 minus 1 is nothing but 99n, 100 minus 1, that is 99n is equal to, subtract these two. Now what will you get? See, I am subtracting 453.5353 and this is infinite, right? It's a recurring decimal. Similarly, here I have 4.5353 and so on. So when I subtract these two, the decimal part gets cancelled. So I have only the whole number part now. Okay, so 453 minus 4, which is nothing but 449. So this is equal to 449, or I can say n is equal to 449 by 99. So what is the, so I have this, right, 4.535353 and so on. This recurring decimal number is represented as 449 by 99 in terms of fraction. I hope it is clear how this conversion is done. So I hope you also understand why I did not take 10n here. See, if I had taken 10n, then what would have happened here? 45.3535. Now I cannot cancel 35 and 55 completely, right? So there will be some decimal part which I don't want. I want all the decimal part to go. Then only I can represent it in terms of a fraction like this. That's why I am taking 100n. Similarly, you have to do for the other numbers also if you are asked to find out the fraction. Okay. Yes, see, for this question in the examination, we might not actually have the time to do these steps, but like I said, this concept is very useful if the question is like they are giving you a number with a recurring decimal and they are asking you to represent it in terms of fractions. So this is the method that you follow. So how will you do for this case? See, I'll explain this also. You have 1.046 dash. Here, the recurring part is only this 46. So you have 1.0464646 and so on. So what will you do? First, let me take the 0 to this side, right? So if this is n, what is 10n? 10n is nothing but 10.4646, that is the recurring part. Now I have to try to cancel out this recurring part. So I will take, what is, I can't take 100, right? I have to take 1000. So if I take 100, then I will have 104.6, where the decimal is not matching, decimal part is not matching. So I take 1000n, 1000n is equal to 1046.4646 and so on. Now if I subtract, if I take this as 2 and if I take this as 1, if I subtract these two, I will have 990n, that is equal to 1036, or I can say n is equal to 1036 by 990. Okay. So I hope it is clear how to convert this recurring decimals into fractions. This is the concept that is involved, and generally very commonly we don't see questions on recurring decimals in bank examinations, but it is good to know because a lot of you would be preparing for other exams as well. So this is the concept involved, and for this question, if such a question comes in the examination with the lack of time, depending upon the time you have, the easier way would be to just approximate it like this, right? 4.5353, subtract and see. Add and subtract and see for now. Okay. Yes. So I think the approximate answer that you would get here would be 5.08. I think it will be actually recurring 0.868686. So if you solve it in this proper method, you will get this as the answer, 5.086, where 86 keeps recurring. Sony, I think these options are wrong for the given question. Moving on to the next question. Okay, so Sony says that this particular questions that she has posted is from the FSSAI exam last week. In the following questions, two equations, 1 and 2 are, okay, Ashish says, ma'am, I did not understand. Ashish, this question is on recurring decimals. So if this question comes in the examination, all you have to do is see, you are not going to get more than 1 minute to solve a question. So the best way to do it would be to just write down these numbers like this, right? See, 53 bar represents it's a recurring decimal. So this 53 will keep recurring. So write for like 3 or 4 decimal places. Then you write 1.04646 and just add it like this for now and check, right? The answer that you get, subtract that from 0.4949. For now you do like this and get the answer for the examination, okay? That is enough. What I was trying to explain to you was how to convert a recurring decimal into a fraction, because that is another type of question that you can expect in the examination. And for this sum also, if you have to find out the exact answer, this is the best way to solve it. Okay, if this is very confusing for you, leave it for now, because this is not this particular type of questions is not commonly asked in bank exams. I just explained it for the sake of Sony because she had asked that query. Moving on to the next question. In the following questions, two equations 1 and 2 are given. You have to solve both the equations and give the answer. Choose the answer from one of these. If x greater than y, x greater than or equal to y, x less than y, x less than or equal to y. If x is equal to y, or the relation cannot be established. So while posting this question, I think Kaustav had asked, is there an easy way to approach this question? Okay, so first you guys try, and because he felt that for this question factorization method is difficult. So I understand why Kaustav would have said was because of the fact that see, here you have to do 12 into 32, correct? So how do we solve generally using factorization? Okay, so for this question Uday and Vidya have given me the answer. Good. So how do you generally solve such questions on equations? See, you have 12x squared minus 40x plus 32 is equal to 0. So how will we do generally? We will say product of two numbers is 12 into 32 and the sum of the two numbers is 40, and then we find out what are the two numbers whose product is this and whose sum is this. So here this multiplication has to be done, right? Very big number. So for us also to find out the factors, it's going to be a little difficult. How would you do it in an easier way? First, whenever you have question on equation, look at the given equation and see if there are any common factors for all the given numbers. See, all these numbers are divisible by 4, correct? So this equation I can rewrite it as, I am just dividing this equation by 4 throughout. So I will get 3x squared minus 10x plus 8, that is equal to 0. So basically I divided the full equation by 4 because 4 is divisible. That makes it easier, right? So if you break the given equation into smaller numbers, if you are able to do that, then that's a shortcut actually for you to arrive at the answer faster. Similarly, look at this, 8y squared minus 40y plus 48 is equal to 0. All these numbers are divisible by 8. So you can rewrite this equation as y squared minus 5y plus 6 is equal to 0. Now you solve, it is very easy to solve. This one directly all of us will know the answer that it is 3 and 2, roots are 3 and 2, because this is the basic equation that we learn. Whenever we do quadratic equation, the first question most of us do will be this, to learn this whole topic itself. So how will you solve this? You have 3x squared minus 10x plus 8 is equal to 0. So I have product of two numbers which is 24 and sum of two numbers which is 10. So which are the two numbers? 8 and 2, right? Sorry, 6 and 4, not 8 and 6 and 4. 6 plus 4 is 10, 6 4s are 24. So what is the roots that I am looking for? 6 divided by 3 and 4 divided by 3. These are the roots that I am looking for. So the value of x is nothing but 2 and 4 by 3. Again, what will be the sign? Since it is negative here and positive here, both the roots will be positive. Use the sign table. Okay, learn the sign table if you don't know. I am writing this using the sign table. When the coefficient before the bx term is negative and the coefficient, and the c term, right, it is positive. See, if the equation of this form ax squared minus bx plus c is equal to 0, then both the roots are positive. Okay, so here both the roots will be positive. So this is using the sign table. I hope all of you know that. So these are the values of x. Piece is telling me sum is 11. How is sum 11? This is 10. This is the sum. Okay. Similarly, you have y squared minus 5y plus 6 is equal to 0. So here I have product of two numbers, that is the coefficient of the y square term and the coefficient of the constant term, right? So, or not coefficient of the constant term, just the constant term. I am multiplying that. So product of two numbers is 1, here 1, right? 1 into 6, that is 6. Sum of the two numbers is this 5. So what are the two numbers? The two numbers has to be 3 and 2, right? So 3 by 1 and 2 by 1 divided by the coefficient of the square term. So 3 by 1 and 2 by 1, both the roots will be positive. So these are the roots that I am looking for. So the value of y is 3, 2. And if you compare x and y, what is the relationship between x and y? Either x is equal to y when they are 2, right? Otherwise, y is greater than x. So y is greater than or equal to x. That is the relationship between x and y. Either y is equal to x or y is greater than x. So which will be your answer? Option D. See, x is less than y or equal to y, right? If it is 2, then x is equal to y now, so you have to consider that also. Good morning, Anuj. So like I said, I am following the sign table method here to factorize and get the answer for these questions. If any of you are new to this sign table concept, please refer to other video lessons on sign table so that it's easier for you to understand what I am saying. Moving on, next question. The next question was posted by Sony. So in this question, it is a pendulum strikes one time in 3 seconds and another pendulum B strikes 4 times in 7 seconds. If both the pendulums start striking at the same time, how many simultaneous strikes take place in a minute? Yes, Soma, D is the correct answer. Good. So try to solve this question and tell me what is the answer that you get. Good morning, Jayashan. So how will you solve this question? Any of you got the answer? Good morning, Sunila Kumar. Yes, anyone? What is the answer that you get for this? Okay, so what is, so Ariel has given me the answer, it is option 1. Okay, let's solve it. What about others? Only Ariel was able to solve it. Others, are you getting, what is the answer that you are getting? Anyway, I'll start solving. Give me your answers if you have finished solving it. What is given here? A pendulum strikes one time in 3 seconds. So basically, it is striking only once in every 3 seconds, or I can say that every 3 seconds it is striking, right? So every 3 seconds the pendulum is striking. There is a pendulum 1, okay, which strikes in every 3 seconds, right? At every 3 second interval basically it is striking, because it is given it strikes one time in 3 seconds. Now okay, Ariel says the answer he gave was option 3. He says 1 is the answer. Ankush says 2 strikes. Okay, yeah. Correct, Ankush, your answer is right. Ariel, I'll just explain what is the answer, how we arrive at it. Just listen to that. So the pendulum 1 is striking every 3 seconds, correct? Now pendulum 2, right? The pendulum 2, what is happening? It strikes 4 times in 7 seconds, or I can say that every 7/4 second it will strike. See, here it is striking 1 times in every 3 seconds, or every 3/1 second, or every 3 seconds it is striking. Here in 7 seconds the pendulum is striking 4 times. Generally pendulum will strike in equal intervals, correct? Or I can say that in every 7/4 of a second the pendulum will strike. So the first 7/4 of the second pendulum will strike, then again 7/4, 7/4, 7/4. So when I add all this, what do I get? 28/4 or 7 seconds. So basically in every 7 seconds, I am just writing this to make you understand what I have written, okay? So in every 7 seconds, in every 7/4 second it will strike one. So like that 4 times it is striking, and that is in 7 seconds. 4 strikes are there, right? 4 strikes in 7 seconds. So this is how it is done. So now what is asked, if both the pendulums are striking at the same time, how many simultaneous strikes will take place in 1 minute? So generally for such questions, right, what should you do? You have to find out the LCM of this 3 and 7/4. That will give us next when they will both strike together, okay? First they started together, and this pendulum is striking in every 3 seconds, this pendulum is striking in every 7/4 second. So when will they strike next together? To find that out, you do LCM of 3, 7/4. So now 7/4 is a fraction. So you have to write this 3 as 3 divided by 1. So this is also a fraction. So now how do you find LCM of fraction? LCM of fractions is nothing but the LCM of the numerators divided by the HCF of the denominators. I hope all of you know this formula. So here, what is the LCM of the numerator? LCM of 3, 7 divided by HCF of 1, 4. What is LCM of 3 and 7? 21. HCF of 1 and 4 is 1. Or I can say that in every 21 seconds, these two pendulums will strike together. So if I take the next 1 minute, how many times will they strike together? In the 21st second, they will strike together. Then 21 plus 21, or in the 42nd second, 42 second, they will strike together. Then the next strike will be 42 plus 21, which is 63 seconds, but that is greater than a minute. So I needn't consider that. So how many times will they strike together? They will strike 2 times together. That is at the 21st second and the 42 second. So your answer here will be option 1, 2 strikes. Yes, Anuj, your answer is correct. Adil, I hope it is clear. It's okay to make mistakes. Very good that you attempted and gave me the answer first for the question. I hope it is clear. Correct answer will be option 1, 2. Vignesh, so in today's session I am solving questions that were posted by students. So I am not sure if there is any DI question in this. I am just taking the questions that has been posted by our students. If you are specifically looking for DI questions, you can refer to our other videos. Next one. The next question was posted by Chandrakant. So this question is on concept of heights and distance. And what is given? A 13-meter ladder is placed against a wall at a distance of 12 meters from the foot of the wall. The same ladder is placed against a wall opposite to the previous wall such that the upper end of the ladder touches the wall 7 meters above the previous point. Find the distance between the two walls. Given that the foot of the ladder is at the same position in both cases. Question appears to be a lengthy one, Chandrakant, but it is an easy question. So try it out and tell us the answer. Vignesh says, I did not understand the question. Okay, so Anil says, give me some shortcuts to solve quickly. To solve such questions, best thing is to, whenever you read the question, try to understand what is given by drawing a diagram and seeing. Now what are they saying? A 13-meter ladder is placed against a wall. Okay, so there is a wall. Let this be the wall. A 13 meters ladder is placed against a wall at a distance of 12 meters from the foot of the wall. So this is the foot of the wall, right? This is the ground basically. This is the ground. And this ladder is placed 12 meters from the foot of the wall. So this is 12 meters. And the ladder is placed, how will you place a ladder against a wall? Like this, right? So this is your ladder. You are placing the ladder like this. See, always for questions on height and distance, a diagram like this will make it very, very easy for you to understand what they are trying to ask. Okay, so this is your ground and you are placing a wall against, a ladder against a wall, and the ladder length is 13 meters and this distance is given as 12 meters. The same ladder is placed against a wall opposite to the previous wall. So there is a wall here. Similarly, there is a wall that is there here. Okay, this same ladder is placed against this wall now, and what is happening? Such that the upper end of the ladder touches the wall 7 meters above the previous point. So if this distance, right, was x, now what is happening? When I am placing the ladder against this new wall, the wall on the other side, I am placing the ladder like this on the other wall. Now what happens is, this ladder touches this wall. Where does it touch? The upper end of the ladder touches the wall 7 meters above the previous point. Basically this is 7, right? This was x, x plus 7. That is where the ladder is touching this wall now. Now what is the question? Find the distance between the walls. Very, very easy question it is. See, once you draw the diagram, you see that it's a very easy question. The only thing that you need to know here is the Pythagoras theorem. And all of us know the Pythagoras theorem. What is the Pythagoras theorem? If you have a right angle triangle, this is A, B and this is C, then I can say root of A squared plus B squared, C. So what will be x here? First find out x. You know the hypotenuse here is 13. This is 12. So what will this be? 13 squared minus 12 squared, or 169 minus 144, which is equal to 25. So root of 25 is 5. So this is 5 meters. Now if this is 5 meters, I know till this the distance is 5 meters. And this is 7. So what is the length of this wall now? It is 12 meters. What is the length of the ladder? It is 13 meters. So what will be this length? Again, root of 13 squared minus 12 squared, which is again nothing but 5 meters. Now what is the question? The question is, find the distance between the two walls. This is the distance that I have to find out. What is this distance? 12 plus 5, 17 meters. Done. Option 3 is your answer. A wall can be on any side, Vignesh. That is not a concern here. You can draw it the other way around also. It's up. See, whichever way you draw, at the end the answer is going to be the same. Yes. See, if you want, okay, when you are starting to solve, you can start from here like this and then like that. Alright. So this will be 13 in your case. This will be 12 and this will be 5. This will be 12, this will be 13 and this will be 5. Whatever be the case, the answer will still be the same. Yes, the left hand side and the right hand side, which wall will come, that does not matter at all here. You can take it any ways you want. I hope it's clear. Yes. So let's move on to the next question. Next one. This question was posted by Sony. So Sony says this question was also part of the last week FSSAI examination. 300 oranges were distributed among the students of a class. Each student got thrice as many oranges as the number of students in the class. The number of students in the class was dash. A very, very easy question. You don't even need a pen and a paper to arrive at the answer for this question. You just can look at the given information, do it in your, calculate it in your mind and give me what the answer will be. Yes, answer is 10. So what is given here? If there are, let us say there are X students in a class, okay, each student got thrice as many oranges as the number of students. So I am saying there are X students in the class and each student is getting how many oranges? Thrice as many oranges as the number of students in a class. So each child is getting 3x orange. So totally how many oranges are there? 3x into x. There are X students and each student is getting 3x oranges, or there are 3x squared oranges. I already know there are 300 oranges. This is equal to 300. So what is x? X squared is equal to 100 or x is equal to 10. Answer is option 1. Correct answer is option 1, 10. Next one. So now we move on to the reasoning ability section, and the first question is a question on arrangements. This was posted by Anil, so we'll look into that question. In the meantime, Bukya is asking me how to buy online classes in TalentSprint. So Bukya, we are not selling any online classes, so we are providing the classes for free in our YouTube channel. You can refer to our you can subscribe to our YouTube channel and get the regular updates on our channel on the videos that are getting uploaded, the content that is getting uploaded, the live classes, everything is available in our YouTube channel. Moving on, so take the next 1 or 2 minutes, read this question, try to solve it and let me know once you are done, and then I will start solving it. A very good question, Anil. I think it's a very different type of question, not not some type which we solve regularly in the sessions. A little different question this is. Good. So try it out. What is given? There are some people who were watching a movie Zero in a multiplex where several rows have different number of seats. The rows were numbered such that the nearest row from the screen was numbered 1, the row just above it was numbered 2, and so on. And based on that, some information is given. You have to find out how they are sitting, in which row, who is sitting, based on the given information. So try it out. Yes, Vignesh, you have to do from left to right facing the north. Because it's given now, everybody is facing north. Any of you, if you get the arrangement, please do let me know. Very interesting question, and then I will start solving it. Vignesh is asking me, ma'am, each row has 5 times seats. No, read exactly what's given. What is given there? The rows were numbered such that the nearest row from screen was numbered 1 and the row just above number 2, 3 and so on. The seats were numbered from left to right such that the leftmost seat was numbered, next is 2 and so on. Look at this. This is what you have to look at. Some people are watching movie in a multiplex where several rows has different number of seats. Okay, totally the number of seats is equal to 5 times the number of rows. Each row has different number of seats. So each and every word, each and every sentence that is given in this question is important. Vignesh says there he is getting multiple cases. Okay, keep trying, Vignesh. I'll solve it once your friends are also done. There are some clues that will be given for us to come to an answer, like come to one possibility. We have to identify the clues. That's the important. What about others? Any of you got the arrangement? Is it that difficult? I felt it was very interesting, and I think once you start reading the given information, you are able to arrive at the answer. I think I'll start solving it. In the meantime, if you guys are still trying, please refer to this slide and continue trying. Since none of you have given me the answer, I think I've given you more than 5 minutes to try the question. So let me get started. What is given here? Some people are watching 0 in a multiplex. There are several rows and each row, and has different number of seats. The rows were numbered such that the nearest row from the screen was numbered 1 and the row just above it was numbered 2 and so on. The seats were numbered from left to right as 1, 2, and its adjacent seat as 2 and so on. All the persons are facing towards the screen which is in the north direction. So you have a screen here. So this is your TV screen and there are people sitting in different rows like this, right? And what is given, how many rows are there? Okay, 1, just giving some space. Like this there are rows and all of them are facing north. So what is given? This will be seat 1, this will be seat number 2 and so on, right? The leftmost will be the seat 1, then followed by seat 2, seat 3 and so on. So that's what is meant. All the persons are facing towards the screen and facing the north direction. Basically all of them are facing upwards. All the people are facing in the north direction. The below mentioned information is regarding few persons only. The film was houseful and none of the seat is vacant. Total number of rows does not exceed 7 and the total number of seats was 5 times the total number of rows. So total number of rows do not exceed 7 means maximum there can only be 7 rows of seats. It can be 7, it can be 5, it can be 6, and let us assume now by the next statement what they are saying is that the total number of seats is 5 times the total number of rows. So if there are 7 rows, how many seats will be there? 35 seats will be there. If there are 6 rows, how many seats will be there? 30 seats will be there. If there are 5 rows, 25 seats will be there and so on. So that is what is given. Okay. So Eril, we will first solve the arrangement and then move about and then go to the questions. So what I was asking was if you get the arrangement, once you get the arrangement then we will solve the questions. So Soni has been able to solve it. She has been giving me the answers. Very good. Let's see if Soni's answers are correct. So till now this is what you understand. And then Mihir's row number and seat number were the same and it was an even prime number. So the first person whom we can place is Mihir. Mihir's row number and seat number were the same and it was an even prime number. There is only one even prime number which is 2. So Mihir is sitting in seat number 2 in row 2. So definitely there are 2 rows in the cinema. Okay, definitely there are 2 rows and Mihir is sitting in seat number 2. So 1, this is 2 and this is Mihir. Okay, then so there is somebody else who is sitting here. We don't know who is sitting here. In row 2 definitely there are 2 seats because Mihir is sitting in the second seat. So there is one seat 1, somebody else would be sitting there. Then Ranu sits second to the left of Shriya. So I don't know where to place this Ranu and Shriya. I am just going to write it down here, this information. Ranu sits second to the left of Shriya. So there is a person Shriya second to the left. Everybody is facing upwards now. So second to the left is here. There is one person in between them. I have just noted that down here. The number of persons to the right of Hema who was at seat number 3 in row number 5 is 1 more than the total number of rows. So Hema is first sitting in which row? Hema is sitting in row number 5. So now another information I got. What do I understand? Definitely there are 5 rows because Hema is sitting in row 5. Correct? It is given that Hema is sitting in seat number 3 in row 5. So 1, 2, 3. This has to be Hema. Hema is sitting in seat number 3 and in row number 5. Okay, the number of persons sitting to the right of Hema was 1 more than the total number of rows. So how many rows are there now? See, for sure I know there are 5 rows. So either there will be 5 rows or there will be 6 rows or 7 rows. So if there are totally 5 rows, then how many people are sitting to the right of Hema? 5 plus 1, or 6 people are sitting to the right of Hema, because it is given the number of people sitting to the right of Hema was 1 more than the total number of rows. So if there were only 5 rows here, then number of people to the right of Hema will be 5 plus 1, 6. If there are 6 rows, number of people to the right of Hema will be 6 plus 1. If there are 7 rows, number of people to the right of Hema will be 7 plus 1. Again, we don't know totally how many rows are there. We have to find that out. How do we find that out? Look here, Shreya is on the immediate right of Sanu, who sits in row number 4. So Shreya is to the immediate right of Sanu. So Shreya is already here, we have fixed, na? Ranu is here. So Shreya is here. So this Shreya, Ranu and, sorry, not Shreya, what is that other person's name? Sanu. Yeah. So you know Ranu is here, Sanu, Shreya. These 3 are sitting in row number 4. Might be they are sitting in the place 1, 2 and 3. We don't know. But for now what we know that these 3 are in row number 4. We don't know in which order where they are sitting. Okay. So it is given Shreya is on the immediate right of Sanu, who sits in row number 4. Tina is seated in the leftmost seat in the last row, which is not a prime number. Now, what do we know? We know that there are either 5 rows or there are 6 rows or 7 rows. And then here it is said that Tina is sitting in the last row, which is not a prime number. So very clearly I know that the total number of rows cannot be 5 or 7, because 5 and 7 are prime numbers. The last row cannot be a prime number. So how many rows are there? Finally there are 6 rows. Already 5 I have fixed, correct? But it cannot be 5 alone, because Tina is there who is sitting in the last row, and it is given that the last row is not a prime numbered row. So it can't be 5 or it can't be 7, it has to be 6. So in the 6th row in this corner, who is sitting? Tina is sitting. Tina was seated in the leftmost seat in the last row, which is not prime number. The total number, so totally there are 6 rows, we have finalized that. Now that there are 6 rows, how many people are there? 5 times, right? 6 rows are there, or how many seats are there? 6 5s are 30. So totally there will be 30 seats. Now how many people will be to the right of Hema? 6 plus 1, correct? 6 plus 1 or 7 people will be to the right of Hema, because they had given here now the number of persons to the right of Hema who was at seat number 3 in row number 5 was 1 more than the total number of rows. Totally there are 6 rows. So how many people are there to the right of Hema? 7 people. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So how many people are there in row 5? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So there are 10 people in row 5. I have freezed row 5 now. So in no other row will there be 10 people, because they are very clearly given that several rows has different number of seats. Now the total number of persons in the top 3 farthest rows was equal to 18. There were 3 seats between Sabha and Tina. So Tina is here, and there are 3 seats between Sabha and Tina. So 1, 2, 3, and this has to be Sabha. Okay. Now they are saying in the last 3 rows, right? Top 3 rows means row 4, 5 and 6. Totally how many people are there? 18 people are there. So already we have accounted for 10 people in this row. Then this is 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. And here we know 3 people, right? Ranu, Sanu and Shreya. They have to be in the 4th row, but we couldn't place them earlier. But here, since they have said that totally there are only 18 people, already 15 people I have placed. So the remaining 3 people has to be these 3. So obviously they have to be here. Yes. So I can very clearly say that in the 6th row there are only 5 people and there are only 3 people in this row. How did I find that out? I already know there are 10 people in row 5, and here they have given between Sabha and Tina there are 3 people. Then I don't know if there are people on the right hand side of Sabha. But it is given here very clearly that last 3 rows put together there are only 18 people. So out of this 18 people already I have placed 15. 3 more people are there and they cannot be here. Why? Because already these 3 people are there in row 4, Ranu, Sanu and Shreya. So they have to be here. So this will be Ranu and this will be Sanu and this will be Shreya. So we have finished these 3 rows. Yes, top rows means like see generally when you sit in a theater na, which will be your top row? You go backwards na, from the screen. So that's how they have mentioned in the question. 3 farthest rows, they have also mentioned na, the top 3 farthest rows, very clearly they have given. So this is done. Now we are left with rows 1, 2 and 3. There were 3 seats between, this is also used. Kavya was on the last seat of the first row. So last seat, I don't know, somewhere here. Kavya. The total number of people in row 1 was thrice the total number of people in row 4. How many people are there in row 4? 3 people are there in row 4. So how many people are there in row 1? Thrice. So 3 3s are 9. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And it is given Kavya is sitting in the last seat in the row 1. Okay, so Kavya is sitting here. Kavya is in the last seat of the first row. The total number of people in row 1 is thrice the total number of people in row 4. Shagun was seated in an odd numbered row except 1. Okay, so we have already fixed all these rows. You know, here there are 9 people. Now where can Shagun come? Shagun is sitting in an odd numbered row except 1. So obviously Shagun has to be in this row, correct? Third row, because there I have not put anybody. Now see how many people have I filled till now. See, I have 5, 15, 18. 18 plus 9 is 27, 28, 29. So already these people, this row has 2 people. There is only 1 person left. So no row can be blank, right? Vacant without any seats. There has to be some seat. So this Shagun has to be here. This will be 1. Yes, see Shagun seated in an odd numbered row except 1 means either Shagun can be here or 5 or 7, correct? But I can't leave this also vacant. So I have to put Shagun there only. Is it clear? Yes. Each row does not have 5 number of seats, Midun. That's what I just said. See, each row has different number of seats. There are several rows having different number of seats. And what they have said is the total number of seats is equal to 5 times the number of rows. That's all. So totally there are 30 seats, and this 30 is nothing but totally there are 6 rows, so 6 5s are 30. Now how many seats are there in each row? That is different. Yes, it's actually an easy question but a very interesting one too, because we have not come across such questions very often. So I hope it is clear now. Now let us look at the questions that follow. I think once I solved it, I'm sure Vignesh, your confusion is gone, and Sony also says the first time I tried it, I broke my head. Now I am able to solve it. Good. So let's look at the first question. How many seats were there in the multiplex? We already found out the answer for that. How many seats were there in the multiplex? 30 seats were there in the multiplex. What is the difference between seat numbers of Kavya and Sanu? Where is Kavya? Kavya is here, Sanu is here. Seat number. So Kavya's seat number is 9, Sanu's seat number is 2. So what is 9 minus 2? 7. Who among the following is immediately ahead of Ranu? Immediately ahead of Ranu is Shagun. Shagun. 4 of the following are alike in a certain way and thus form a group. Which of the following does not belong to the group? 4 of the following are alike. Tina, Hema, Kavya, Sabha, Sanu. Let us see where they are. Tina, Hema, Kavya, Sabha, Sanu. So which is the odd one here? Which is the odd one here? Among Tina, Hema, Kavya, Sabha, Sanu. Who's the odd one out? Wait, I'll just mark it with another color so that it's easy. Among Tina, Sabha, Hema, Sanu and Kavya. Who's the odd one? You tell me the answer and then only I will tell you the answer. I have marked all the people. Out of these people whom I have marked green, tell me who's the odd one. Mithun has given the answer as Sanu. Good. So if you see Tina, no, she is sitting in seat number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Sabha is sitting in seat number 5. Hema is sitting in which seat? Seat number 3, right? 1, 2, 3. Hema is sitting in seat number 3. Sanu is sitting in seat number 2 and Kavya is sitting in seat number 9. So if you see Tina, Sabha, Hema and Kavya, they are all sitting in odd numbered seats. Sanu is sitting in an even numbered seat. So answer will be Sanu. What is the total number of persons in the top 2 nearest rows? What is the total number of persons in the top 2 nearest rows? Top 2 nearest rows. So 9 plus 2. That is, there are 11 people in the nearest rows. No, Hema is not 4. I think I have written it in such a way, it seems as if it is 4. Hema is actually 3. See, Hema who is in seat number 3. It's 3 only. This is Hema. Might be when I wrote it, it looks as if it is in seat 4. Yes? Okay. So let's move on to the next question now. Next question. The next question was posted by Harika Devi. So it's a question on syllogisms. Again, here the directions is not given. So let's just try to find out which of the conclusions follow. Some they'll give in the question now. In syllogisms, direction is very important. You should know either whether the conclusions follow or whether the conclusions doesn't follow. So for now, since it is not given by Harika, we'll take it as find out which of the conclusions here follow. Since you guys are talking about motivation, Sai Manikanta says we should be cool enough and watch motivational video before we attempt an exam. So I hope all of you know that there is a movie called Super 30. So if you get a chance, try to see this movie. It is a very inspiring and a motivating movie for teachers and for students. So try to watch that movie. I felt it was really good from the perspective of a teacher who trains students who are from economically poor background and help them clear the IIT entrance examination, and from the perspective of students who really work hard yeah, where others think that these students will not even make it. They work so well and they prove that they are able to do it. So try to watch this movie so that you are all motivated, okay, before your examinations. I am not saying watch it this week before your SBI clerks and all, but just watch it when you get time. Now try this. What is the answer for this one? So Vidya has given the answer as only 2. Sai Manikanta says none. So how will you solve this? All styles are unique. All styles are, I am drawing the basic diagram for the given information here. No music is boring. All boring are unique. So boring is there inside unique. Since it is the basic diagram should have minimum overlapping. So I have kept it, kept styles and boring disjoint for now. In the sense I have not put any overlapping there to have minimum overlapping for the basic diagram. Then no music is boring. Again I don't know where music is, might be it can be here. I am just again drawing it with minimum overlapping. First one. Some style are not music. Is that true? Some style are not music. See, I only know that boring and music are disjoint. Now, why can't music be here? Yes, and it can be like this, or music and style can be the same set, but it can be disjoint with boring. So, some style are not music is not a definite conclusion. Yes, some style are not music is not a definite conclusion. So, does not follow. Next one. Some unique are not music. Some unique are not music. See, what do I know? All boring are unique. So, basically boring set will completely come under unique. Some unique are not music. Okay. So, these unique, right, these unique which are boring, they are definitely not music. So, 2 follows. See, 2 is true in all aspects, right. See, even if I say, see, I know very clearly all boring are unique. So, boring should come inside the set unique. Might be they can be same also. Even in that case, I can say some unique are not music. So, only conclusion 2 follows. Sai Manikanta says 2 definitely not true. Why do you say 2 is definitely not true? Which is the case where 2 is going wrong? Tell me. So, the correct answer here will be only 2 follows. 1 does not follow. Some style are not music, not a definite conclusion. Second one, some unique are not music. The unique which are boring, right, whichever unique is boring will definitely not be music. Is it clear? Yes. So, let's move on to the next question. The next question was again posted by Harika. A question on what is this arrangement? 10 persons LM, NO, PQ, RSTU are sitting in 2 rows. Okay, arrangement question, some information is given. There are 2 rows here, 1 row facing north and 1 row facing south. So, with the given information, try to arrange these people and tell me if you get the arrangement, and then we'll start, and I'll start solving the question. Let me just clear Uday's doubt. Uday says, ma'am, why can't music come inside? Okay, yes, Uday, music can definitely come inside. Okay, see, instead of drawing music here, I am assuming, okay, if music was here, right, if music was here, these two are disjoint. So the unique that is here, right, which are boring, still these unique can never be music, because these unique are already boring. These unique which I have shaded can never be music. I hope it is clear now. Okay, now try this one, take the next 1 or 2 minutes, try this arrangement and let me know once you are done. Uh, okay, Karthik, did you hear me clearing the doubt? I think Sony says it's not audible. So Karthik just said that if full unique is boring, then how some unique is not music comes, right? For the previous question, Karthik had this doubt. So Karthik, even if all unique and boring both are the same here, music definitely will have to be outside, it can't come inside at all, right? So because unique and boring will be this set, so music will be here. Obviously, again, all unique cannot be music, which in turn says that some unique are not music. So I hope it is clear, Karthik. I think my audio got muted in between. I tried to say this before, but I think some of you didn't hear me. Thanks for pointing that out, Sony. I hope now I am audible. Yes, what's happening to this question? Any of you got the arrangement? Is it that difficult? Shall I start solving it? Any of you, are you still trying? Anyway, if you are still trying, kindly use the next slide to continue trying. I will start solving the question in the meantime. What is given here? Read the following information and carefully answer the questions below. 10 people, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T and U are sitting in 2 rows. 5 persons are sitting in row 1, all of them are facing north, and 5 persons are sitting in row 2 and all of them are facing in south. So L faces the person who sits third to the left of M. So basically people are facing each other, right? So one group is facing north and one group is facing south. So I am going to take this as row 1 and this as row 2. Okay, so here people are facing up and here people are facing down, then only they will be able to face each other. If I put row 1 on top, row 2 on bottom, then they will be facing away from each other. Based on whatever is given, I have just taken it like this. So where do I start? Okay, let us take this. 2 persons sit between N and O, which is in row 1. So this is row 1. There are 2 people between N and O. So this will be, there are 2 people who sit between N and O in row 1, and in each row 5 people are there, right? So there are 2 possibilities again here. What else is there? U and P, S faces M. So in one case, this will be third to the left of M. 3 persons sit between U and P, sits diagonally opposite to N. So basically N and O is in this row, U and P is in this row. 3 persons sit between U and P who sits diagonally opposite to N. So basically N is in one corner, right? Diagonally, here they are giving 3 persons sit between U and P who sits diagonally opposite to N. So, and again 3 people sit between U and P means if you look at the second row, yeah, if you look at the second row, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? Out of this 5 people, see how will it be? Let us put the second row people first. I have 5 people in second row. Here UP, this has to be UP, whichever way, right? If this is U, this is P. If this is P, this is U. There are 3 people sitting between U and P, and N and O are in row 1. So let us try both the cases here. I am going to put U here and I am going to put P here. That's going to be my first case. If this is the case, then where will N be? P is sitting diagonally opposite to N. So this has to be N, and 1, 2, and this will be O in this case. Now I am going to try the next case. Next case is where if this is P, okay, then I have 1, 2, 3 and this is U. And now I have, if this is P, this is N, 1, 2, this is O. Okay, so these are the 2 cases that we have based on the given information. Then what is given? Q sits to the immediate left of R who faces T. Q sits to the immediate left of R who faces T. So where can I place Q and R? And it is given L faces the person who sits third to the left of M. So where can I place L? Let us try to place L in this line. Can I place L in this line? L faces the person who sits third to the left of M. Can L come here? No. L has to face the person who is sitting third to the left of M. Not possible, right? So can L come here? L is facing the person who sits third to the left of M. This can be L and might be I can put M here, right? L faces the person who sits third to the left of M. Might be that is possible. Now if this is the case, then what is given? Q sits immediate left of R who faces T. So Q is sitting to the immediate left of R who faces T. and it is given S faces M. But if I put L here and M here, it is given that S is facing M. So can I put L here? Not possible. Can I put L here? Not possible. See, L has to face the person who is third to the left of M. If L was in row 2, right, the only place where I could have kept him was here, but if I place him here, this has to be M, which is not possible. So obviously L has to be in this line. So L has to be in this line and M has to be in this line. So basically in this question there are a lot of options that come, possibilities that come. You will have to find out the correct possibility and then go about solving. Okay. So L is here, M is here. Then next, what is to be done? Here where can I place L? Let us try to put L here. L sits opposite to the person who is third to the left of M. So this can be M. Correct? Is there anywhere else that I can put L? If I put L here, L is sitting opposite to the person third to the left of M, not possible. Only place where I can put L is here and this will be M. Then next, what is said? So I have used this information. Q is to the immediate left of R who faces T. And 3 persons sit between, okay, that is used. Neither L nor M faces Q. S faces M. So S faces M means this is S. Now where will Q and R be? Obviously Q and R have to be here in this line. Q sits to the immediate left of R. Q sits to the immediate left of R who faces T. So this will be Q. So this has to be your final arrangement. U, M, R, Q, P, N, S, T, O, L. Okay, you can try this out. Now if P was here, U was here, N is here, O is here, then what will happen? Here then what else is asked? L faces the person who is third to the left of M. So let us try to put L here. If L is here, L faces the person who is third to the, L can't come here at all, right? Third to the left of M, not possible. So basically L cannot come in this line. So L obviously has to be in this line. Again, where will L come? L can be here. L faces the person who is third to the left of M. So M is here. I think you will get the same arrangement the other way around here. Yeah. So anyway, this is going to be your correct answer. So you will get the same arrangement here. It will be the other way around. That's all. So this is the final arrangement. All of you got this arrangement? I don't think Harika had given the questions that follow this set, but this is the way you solve it. I think that she has asked only for the arrangement. She has not asked any questions, not given us any questions from this set. But once you get the arrangement, you will be able to solve all the questions that follow. Okay. Ashok says, ma'am, only few type questions. Okay, Soni, I have not seen those questions on only few. Please post it again. I will definitely take it up in the next session. Okay, only a few questions. It will be definitely taken up in the next session. I'll check it out. Yes. So with this, we are coming to an end of the questions chosen for today's session. Any doubts in any of the questions? Anything that you would want me to help you with? Otherwise, we'll wind up. Any doubts? I'll make a note. Only a few. We will take it up in the next session on syllogisms. Again, Vidya had posted a question on election votes. Vidya, I'll respond to you in the forum on that question. Anything else? Otherwise, we'll wind up the session. Yes, so Arun says clear, good. So all the very best with your preparations for the examination. Never give up, never lose hope. Keep practicing, keep working hard, keep focusing. So hard work will always pay off in the end. Don't get disappointed if you do not clear an exam. Give the exam with even more confidence and feel more motivated, and take the upcoming examinations. You will definitely be able to do better. Karthik, for the problem solving sessions, we have chosen questions which were posted by students in our portal. Right now the access for the same is not available. So you can just make use of these questions that are previously our students have been posting, and attend these sessions on YouTube. Yes. So that is it from us for now, and I will see you in the next session, and this is Gayatri signing off. Till then, take care. Bye-bye.